Hi and hello, I am Athena Pondian here. Welcome to the control system for the biomedical engineers classroom once again. Today we are going to see the problems, some of the problems relating a mechanical rotational system. Yesterday we saw some of the introduction part and what are the symbols, variables are using. Now according to that particular symbols and variables, how we can able to solve the problem, how we can able to approach the problem to determine the solutions of that particular system. Come, let me start the class now. This is the example number 1 they are given. So we need to determine the differential equation of the systems J1 and J2 separately, and we need to determine the transfer function according to the differential equation. So what is the first step we need to do in the translational system? We just repeat for this rotational system also. So first initial step we need to do is we need to find out the variables of the lab output and the input, because we are supposed to determine the transfer function. For the transfer function determination, we know the formula, that is Laplace transform of output divided by the Laplace transform of input. So we need to determine the variable what we are using here in the system output and what is the variable used here in the system as input. So we don't have any doubt in the input signal, because the input, that is the applied torque, is nothing but the input. So here we can able to say T of S is the input. Why I am putting T of S? We need to convert this T into the Laplace transform. So the conversion T of S. Then where is the input? Once you are applying the applied torque here, the theta 1 is the initial displacement. Then the particular displacement transferred from J1 to the J2, it attains some of the acceleration and velocity, and it attains the final displacement theta. So theta is the final displacement attained by this particular system because of the input. So theta of S. Why I am putting theta of S? Theta of S is the Laplace transform conversion of theta is theta of S. So we need to determine this two variable. So keep remember, because we are going to solve the problem according to this particular ratio. The final ratio should come as theta of S divided by T of S. Okay, please remember. Then what you are going to do is, next step, we need to sketch the free body sketch of J1 and J2 separately. First J1. So of course we know that the J1 itself having the applied torque, so we can able to say as opposing force of J is capital TJ. Then this particular K is also opposing force, so we can able to say capital TK. Okay, then this particular applied torque is also an applied force, so we can able to indicate it in the opposite direction, that is capital T. So what is the reason I am putting in the opposite direction is these two are opposing force and this is the applied force. For the variation I am putting the arrow mark as in the opposite direction. Okay, then so we know that according to the force balance equation, Tj formula, that is Tj1. Please remember here J1, so you need to put Tj1. So Tj1 is equal to capital J1 into d square theta 1 divided by dt square. Why I am putting theta 1 here? Because the displacement is theta 1. Then Tk, of course we know that Tk is equal to K into, here it attains the displacement theta 1 and also theta. So for our calculation, we are supposed to calculate only J1 for the initial step. So subtract the theta from the theta 1. So K into theta 1 minus theta. Okay, then according to the Newton's second law of motion, we know that the sum of applied force is the sum of the opposing force is equal to the sum of applied force. So this is the Newton's law equation, we know that. So according to that, you just substitute the equation. Then instead of Tj1, substitute J1 into d square theta 1 divided by dt square, plus substitute this particular Tk instead of Tk into this equation and multiply K into the bracket. Then we got K theta 1 minus K theta is equal to 0. Is equal to capital T. So this equation, after the substitution of the Newton's second law of motion, this equation is considered as the equation number 1, and this is the differential equation of mass J1. Okay, the first question they were asking differential equation of J1 and J2. So this is the differential equation of J1. Then what is the next step we need to do is, we need to determine the Laplace transform of this particular equation number 1. So because of the lacking of space, we need to write this particular equation into here. Okay, so I write this equation number 1 in the top. Okay. Okay, I erased it and write the equation number 1 in the top section. So what is the first next step we need to do is we need to determine the Laplace transform of this equation number 1. So once we are taking the Laplace transform of equation, we know the conversion of all this thing in the introduction class itself. We know that. So the conversion is nothing but once you are taking the Laplace transform of this particular term, this term is converted into theta 1 of s, because j1 s square double derivative we need to put s square, then here the displacement is theta 1. For the conversion of Laplace transform, the theta 1 is converted into theta 1 of s plus this particular k is converted as theta 1 of s minus k into theta of s is equal to capital T of s. Okay, so this is the transfer function we got. If you need to simplify this, then taking this particular theta 1 of s is common, then j1 s square plus k minus k into theta of s is equal to capital T of s. So this is the Laplace transform conversion of j1. That is, considered this equation as that number 2. Okay, then what is the next step we need to do is we need to determine the free body. We need to draw the free body sketching of j2 and determine the transfer function and the Laplace transform conversion, and then we can able to determine the transfer function of the given system. Okay, so let me start to free body sketching of j2. I just write this particular equation in the top and then start free body sketching. Okay, so this is the equation number 2 for the final Laplace transform conversion of j1. I write it in the top. So next step, we need to draw the free body sketching of this j2. So once you are drawing the free body sketching of j2, then what are the opposing force? This particular tj2 itself having some of the opposing force, so put tj2. Okay, then this particular k is having some of the opposing force, that is tk, and in the right hand side we have the b also, don't forget. So this is also considered as the opposing force, then TB. Then it should not have any applied torque. It should not have any applied force. So just leave it. So only 3 things opposing this particular J2. Okay. Then what is the next step we need to do is, then we need to do according to that force balance equation. We have the separate formula for each parameter. So dJ2 is equal to capital J2 into d square theta divided by dt square. Why I am putting theta? Here the displacement is theta, not theta 1. So I am putting theta. Then what is the formula for the Tk? Of course we know that the k having the displacement theta 1 and theta. But now we are solving J2. We should have only theta displacement. So subtract this theta 1 from theta. So k into theta minus theta 1. Okay. Then what is the next parameter? That is Tb. Then Tb we know that capital P into d theta divided by dt. Of course we know that theta is having the displacement, so I am putting theta here. Then b doesn't have any suffix 1, p1, p2, not like that. So here b is there, so b into d theta by dt. So next step what you are going to do is Newton's second law of motion apply. So of course you know that the Newton's second law is nothing but all the opposing force is equal to the applied force. Newton's second law of motion here. Then according to that, substitute all the things in the Newton's second law formula. That is, instead of Tj2, we are just putting J2 into d square theta divided by dt square. Then plus, instead of Tb, we have b into d theta divided by dt. Then in the k, we have k into theta 1 minus theta 2. Then we can able to multiply within the bracket. Then k into theta minus k into theta 1 is equal to 0. So this is the differential equation we got after the substitution of Newton's second law. So this is the equation number 3 we can able to give. So this is the differential equation of J2. That is, from this what we are going to do is we need to determine the Laplace transform of this particular thing. Then it is very comfortable for determining the transfer function. Then let me come to calculate the Laplace transform of this equation number 3. I just erase this particular thing. Then I need to write this particular equation in the top. Then it is very comfortable to use the space. Okay. So I just shift the equation in the top side. That is, this is the differential equation of the moment of inertia of mass J2. Then what is the next step? We need to determine the Laplace transform of this equation number 3. So once we are determining the Laplace transform of each and every elements, then the conversion it may be J2 into s square into theta of s, plus the p conversion is sb into s into theta of s, plus k into theta of s, minus k into theta 1 of s is equal to 0. This is the conversion we made. Okay, so this is the Laplace transform conversion of this particular J2. Once you want to simplify this, then this particular theta of s take as common. Then we can got J2 s square plus bs plus k minus k into theta 1 of s. So this is the equation I just shifted into the top side. So what is the thing we need to do is keep this theta of s into J2 s square plus bs plus k in this side itself. Move this particular second term into the right hand side. So the minus is converted into the plus, then k into theta 1 of s. Okay, then keep this theta 1 of s in that same side itself. Move this k in the denominator. Then theta of s into J2 s square plus bs plus k divided by k is equal to theta 1 of s. So this is the equation we got. After the simplification of the mass m2 Laplace transform conversion, we got the equation like this. So this is the equation I just shifted into the top side. So what is the thing we need to do is keep this theta of s into J2 s square plus bs plus k in this side itself. Move this particular second term into the right hand side. So the minus is converted into the plus, then k into theta 1 of s. Okay, then keep this theta 1 of s in that same side itself. Move this k in the denominator. Then theta of s into J2 s square plus bs plus k divided by k is equal to theta 1 of s. So this is the equation we got. So what is the next step we need to do is substitute this particular theta 1 of s in the final output of J1. Okay, so substitute theta 1 of s instead of theta 1 of s here, substitute this whole value. Then we can able to comfortable to convert this form. Okay, then substitute this. I just erase this. Then substitute theta 1 of s here. Instead of theta 1 of s here, put this. Then theta of s into J2 s square plus bs plus k divided by k, and this particular term also having, that is J1 s square plus k minus k into theta of s is equal to capital T of s. I just erase this now. I just wrote it. So what I did is I substitute the theta 1 of s value here. So once I substitute the theta 1 of s, this is the value of theta 1 of s actually. This is the value of theta 1 of s, and this particular theta 1 of s here nearby, this term is also there. So this is the whole term is theta 1 of s, and this is the term that is already have. Then the next term minus k theta of s equal to T of s. Okay, then what is the next step we need to do is take this theta of s. This is the first term, this is the second term. Take the theta of s is common. Once you are taking the theta of s is common, we got J2 s square plus bs plus k divided by k into J1 s square plus k, minus k minus k is equal to T of s. Okay, we got, I just take from this first term and second term, I just take the theta of s is common, and then I just got the equation. Then now theta of s divided by T of s is the format we need to get. So here the theta 1 of s is in the left hand side and T of s is in the right hand side. So what is the thing we need to do is move this particular T of s into this side, that is in the denominator. During the time you need to shift all the term into the right hand side. So if you are moving all the term into the right hand side, the denominator goes to the numerator and the numerator goes into the denominator. So before that, here there is no term, here there is no term considered as 1. So for the simplification, what the thing we need to do is we just multiply k in the second term in the numerator and denominator. For the simplification, we are just here. Once you are multiplying the k in the numerator and denominator, then this particular k is converted into k square, and this particular thing is also having k. That is the condition we need to apply. Please remember, for our simplification, multiply in the bracket, inside the bracket, there is a second term is k, multiply k in the numerator and the denominator. Then already the particular numerator having k, so it is converted to k square. Then this term, the denominator having k. So now take the LCM, then this particular thing at LCM, then the conversion is made like this. Okay, I hope you understand. Then now move this particular thing into the right hand side. So this is the conversion we made. So what is the next step we need to do is move this particular t of s into the downward direction, that is in the denominator. So theta of s divided by t of s. Then move this particular term into the right hand side. Once you are moving the term into the right hand side, then the numerator comes to the denominator, the denominator comes to the numerator. Then the conversion made is, here the k is in the denominator. If you are moving in the right hand side, the k is in the numerator. Then all the term into the denominator. J2 s square plus bs plus k, this is the one term. And the next term j1 s square plus k is the next term, and minus k square. So this is the transfer function we got. Hope you understand. This is the last transfer function we got. The transfer function theta of s divided by t of s we need to calculate. So I just shift the term into the right hand side. That is, numerator goes to the denominator, denominator goes to the numerator. Then the final equation I got. This is the equation you required for determining the transfer function. So this is the step you need to follow. As of the mechanical translation system, the same step will be follow. The only small thing is the simple notation is conversion. That is, there the m we are used, here j we are used. Like that, the small variation is attained. But apart from that, all the steps are similar to that of the mechanical translation system. Hope you understand. You just please go through each and every steps clearly. And example 2 we are going to see for the mechanical rotational system in the next class. Thank you.